Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of the Smite Community News. I am moderator Miyobi Kumagawa, here today to give you the news and updates of what will happen to the Smite forums and the news of updates in the Reddit. First news of updates today is the relocation of Hi-Rez Chaostic to the Paladins forums. Hi-Rez Chaostic is indeed becoming the community manager of the Paladin forums. I have got confirmation from him himself, but this does not mean he will stop his community managing of the Smite forums. Technically, he's the community manager, the forum manager, not community. He's also community. He's the forum manager of all viable, forums. Basically, the Smite forums and also the Paladin forums. So, the two community managers that we have left is Hi-Rez Pompon and Hi-Rez Amanda. Both of which will take good care and grace in our Smite forum community. With that said, let's take a look at the news of what's going on in the Reddit community. Today, we have two new mods in the Reddit community, to Divide by None and Dr. Yoshi, on their new positions and hopes that they will work hard, by the current standards of the Reddit community. My condolences, my congratulations to you both. Have fun and have good graces. With that, the Reddit community appears to be getting flares. With the departure of Bart and Kelly from the Smite scene, we're introducing their own special flares for you, all to use if you feel so inclined. Basically, I think the flares are those little avatar things. I haven't done much of Reddit to really get a loathing of their system, though I'm attempting to learn bit by bit. So with that, with the new flares, they also have the updates to rules. The rules comes to god concepts and skin concepts. Basics of the basics. You cannot have lazy boy concepts, meaning art styles and god concepts. You can't have anything that's like below the minimum of 5 minutes. That's kind of a little messed up. It has to have work put into the to the concepts itself. Say for example, and I'm gonna put this in the link below, the Bellona Quinn concept. This skin concept was one of the best that I've seen so far, next to the Saucilla skin concept. It's got the front and back designs for the skin, and also it has designs for her hammer, her bat, a bat and shield by the looks of it, looks like a punch gun, if that's the thing, and also they pull for the pull for her flag when she does her ultimate. So I have to admit, that's a pretty good concept. I really like it. The person that designed this is Nevigart. Apologies if I said your name wrong. And let's see here. Next skin concept comes down to Amaterasu Dark Sun skin. Props on that. A nice, interesting design. It has her mirror. It looks like a Star Wars theme. I really like it. It's a nice Star Wars theme. It has a dark helmet, a ATR-5. I'm going to assume that's a droid in the axis of her mirror. And also a sunblade. Not bad, not bad. So with that, that's up the news for the Smite Reddit. I wanted to continue off the Smite forums for a bit. With the transferring of Chaostic to become community manager for the Paladins forums, Chaostic's gonna be switching around a bit of the moderators, permissions, to allow us to update you guys in the Smite forums with real-time news and skin sales. So far, I have created threads for the Smite forums for the current updates. First would be the Rising Dawn event. The Rising Dawn event is basically a mini Odyssey and a mini Summer of Smite, to say the least. You collect a certain amount of items and you unlock an item at the end. It's a nice system. It gives incentive to buy items. You're not forced to buy these items. I will say this. to anyone that thinks, it's greedy of Hi-Rez. You're not forced to buy these items. The items at the ends are pretty much rewards for, going through the event and purchasing it. Every game has had this share of system before, so it's nothing new on their end, on this end practically. Also during this event, let's see here, right now there are only 2 items available for purchase. That is the Harajuku Neath and the Kaiju Sobak, both which are 400 gems. The reward, we don't know the last 2 items, but the reward is apparently called Soulless Machine Soul. I'll link the thread down in the description below. I'll have to update the reward with the pictures that I just recently received for the skin. Next is basically skin sales. Skin sales, yes, we all love our sales. We all love, 25-50% off, that sort of stuff. The skin sale, which I like to call the Thundering Giants. Enjoy 25% off of these skins for both PC and Xbox for a limited time. Privateer, the pirate version of Tier, from 400 gems down to 300 gems. Olympian Anher, from 400 gems to 300 gems. Wrath of Valhalla Thor, from 250 gems to 187 gems. And what good for skin sales if you not have the free god rotation? And I just butchered that. I really butchered that. So right now, free god rotation, January 12th, we have Scylla, Kumbhakarma, Chalk, Artemis, and Mercury. And finally, we have the final news and update, which I just posted, and I copied this from the Reddit community, and I'm gonna have to give my thanks to Trauma Hunter for posting this so I can copy it. It's the Season 3 Mega Thread, the questions and answers for the daily quests, league, and relics. Right now we don't have the details of the overall changes other than the new Joust map 3v3. I will put the video description down below. The updates to league, and daily quests, the changes to the daily login. Now I have to admit, and I'll give my points on this, I do love 3v3 Joust, and I feel like it was a good addition to Smite, because technically I'm stuck in Silver, I think, 2 Conquest, and I feel like I'll develop some sort of cancer if I'll just continue to play it. I'm Platinum 5 or Platinum 4 in League Joust, the 1v1 version. So hopefully with this new 3v3 Joust, I can queue up with my friends and go hopefully hit Masters in that mode. It won't be derogatory, but it'll give me like some sort of what you call it, quote unquote bragging rights. The daily quest system is an interesting system. I don't have the exact way, but I do have examples from the thing. Players will have 2 quests at any given time to complete, as well as a progression tracker. Currently, the quests consist of playing gods from certain pantheons or playing a particular class. Here are some examples. Warrior's Might, play 2 games as a warrior. Journey to the West, play 3 games as a Chinese god. These quests will reward favor upon completion and add an additional point to your progress tracker. It's a interesting result to the login system. Really, the login was okay, but it was really annoying when it got reset. So with that, I think it's gonna be a decent system to Smite. And they'll be adding an interesting new rank to the league system. Grandmasters basically will be the top 100 active players in league that are like in Masters rank to compete for the top, if I got this correct. But that's about it. And also the free relics. Apparently level 1 you can grab a free active, and then once you hit level 12, then you grab another active. I'm a bit mixed on this, but then again, like there are people in the community that feel that actives take no skill. So with that, it's quote unquote a mixed result to say the least. So before we end today's updates to the community news, we will give 3 topics. Towards the end, we'll have a little discussion on them, and then each topic will consist from either the Smite forums or the Reddit community. So with that said, let's get down to the first topic. First is the anime art direction change. Now, this topic has been going on for at least 2 or 3 days. I don't know what the big deal comes to it, but you have to mind that anime style or skins, we don't have a lot of those. But at the same time, you have to respect the culture down towards it. It's one of those things to where, you know, the anime culture is a part of the Japanese culture. It's like a small part. Don't, think that just because it's going to be, Japanese, it's going to be anime. You're kind of mixing the two in a sense of you don't like anime just because. I don't know whether it's a bandwagon or sort of thing. It's just one of those things where, you have to let the bias go past and actually do some looking into the actual culture. Now, I do admit the anime fan community has faults, but what community does not have faults or is extremists? But I'm not gonna go towards extremists because extremists down is a bad part, and I don't want to go down to the bad part. And plus, this is the community news. So with that, we have another piece of news. Apparently, Inkong has become the coach for the Xbox team. Boy oh boy, I really have no word to this. I don't really follow pros. I don't even know why I was trying to I don't even know why I was trying to cover that. But I feel that it's one of those things where it had to be said. He's coaching for the Xbox team. He got replaced by Omega. That's that. And finally, we have we'll do the final topic to be complaint of the day. The complaint of the day was anime, but the real complaint of the day is bologna. Yes, bologna. Not the sandwich. Not the sandwich that consists of meat, veggies, and bread. I mean, bologna as in the god that can sandwich you between those sandwich and then, slow you and then stun you and then bludgeon you to death. That bologna. Now, there's been arguments that she is overpowered. Now, when you look at her kit on paper and in a game, yes, I agree. It is a bloated kit. But, and that's the thing, but she's balanced because she actually has counters. Now, the issue to why she's so strong could actually be towards her being a very great bruiser. Sustain items in Smite have been part of a problem because of this new build, the Dirty Bubble. But here's the thing. No, that build, Dirty Bubble, should not be the name. It's called the Sustain build. Do not put that guy's name Dirty Bubble into that, because the Dirty Bubble build has always been a build since Season 1 and from beta. It's the fact that as a community, those that follow the meta real close are not very adventurous, to say the least, when it comes to builds. There are builds you can build in a league match, but the problem is that you have to know what you're doing. You can't just take a build that you want and then build it expecting, to go 100 and 0, or just testing it out. You're playing in a competitive match. It's okay if you do it in casuals, kinda. I mean, I'm not trying to go there. I don't recommend it because you will be accused of trolling. With that said, you gotta be adventurous with your builds, but as long as you know what you're doing, it will be allowed to an extent. I mean, like, Tank Thanatos is kind of legit. So, moving on, Bologna. The fact that she can build tanky and do damage is a good thing. Now the problem is that she's got a passive where she can do damage back. That kind of thing is a bit much. You know, she also has a slow in her dash, and her bludgeon is easy to actually counter. Like, it gives her a vulnerability of being CC'd, you know, on the spot. So meaning, like, you don't need to stun her. You could just root her in place and her bludgeon will be, you know, you can root her or silence her. I recommend one of those two so that you don't get hit, so you don't waste your stuns. Now, the question comes to the question comes to, is she overpowered? Yes and no. And towards my reasons earlier, she's not overpowered. She's a little strong. She's a little weak. Up to this point, everyone should be able to counter her. That's my take on it. She has a literal 51% win ratio at all levels and all modes, except maybe Siege or some other thing. Well, I had statistics here, but you know, I'm not gonna try to like bring them up and everything. You can look it up on Tier Monster. I'll put it down in the description below. So that'll be it for the Smite community news. There's a bit here and there that I want to improve on for you guys. I'm gonna try to do this every week, and also I'm going to put Paladins news up on here. Oh, but speaking of Paladins, before I forget, Hi-Rez, that sounds like a tongue twister, is going to be soon releasing the details of, well, he already released the details of the new upcoming patch for the Paladins game. It is a interesting patch that will change the game to an extent. And I'm gonna be very excited because there's gonna be beacons, ultimates, some changes to like maybe lag compensation that we actually needed within an FPS game. FPS, first person shooter, that sort of stuff. And, you know, hopefully it'll be a good change. You know, there were changes that were very rocky to the start, but you have to remember this is closed beta. And it's not those things that you can really control, that sort of stuff. So hopefully we've got some good things going on. And with that, that'll be it for the first episode of Smite Community News. If you have any feedback of how I should do things, and you know, send me some articles and topics, that'll be great. Just, you know, seek me out on the forums. Just private message me. Private message me on the forums, or you can do it in the comment section below. So that'll be it for the Smite Community News, and see you guys next time. Ciao.